Avalanche. Bullish news every single week. It seems like it's a great project, great team, great everything except the tokenomics. And guys, we're going to dive into the tokenomics of Avalanche. And even though you're going to start to test the lows of this bull run, I don't think it's time to stack any Avalanche. And if you are, well, hear me out, because I may have a strategy that will allow you to do it with less risk, and when it's all said and done, you'll have more Avalanche in your bag with the same amount of money. Because in this video, guys, we're going to talk about the Avalanche tokenomics and the Bitcoin dominance and how that ties together. And I think if you understand it, you'll probably agree that this is not time to stack Avalanche. And if you are, there's a better way to go about it. So I'm excited to share that information with you. Because guys, this is Uncle Ray. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make informed decisions. And guys, if you own Avalanche, buy or are looking to buy or sell, whatever, you need to hear me out. This is not being negative. This is not FUD. This is factual information you need to understand. Let's get into it. All right, guys. If you look at the year to date, we are basically going down to test the lows of the year. If you look at the last bull run, we're pretty much at the lows. That is great news if you're looking to stack more Avalanche. And a lot of people with misinformation and don't understand tokenomics, they're going to think, well, I can buy Avalanche at, let's just say, $11, and if it takes out its old high, which it could easily do at 145, that is a big upside. Well, guys, that is what you would think if you don't understand tokenomics. We're going to dive into the tokenomics, and then we're going to dive into the relationship of the Bitcoin dominance against Avalanche. Now, here's the thing, guys, and this is not negative or whatsoever about Avalanche. These projects are what they are. You know, it is what it is. Math is math, tokenomics are tokenomics. And the facts are, Avalanche has bad tokenomics, one of the highest inflated projects out there. And I'm going to prove it to you. Don't take my advice. Go to Masari and look for yourself. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend you do that with all your projects. But now here's the thing, guys. Taking out its old high, I'm not saying it can't do it, because it's not the same Avalanche as it was in the last bull run. But it's not the same in two aspects. One, the ecosystem and the partnerships and everything that's been created isn't the same. It's grown a lot. But let's look at how bad the tokenomics are. At the start of the last bull run, guys, they started that bull run with 24 million tokens in supply. 24 million. That is nothing. No wonder it hit such a big price with all the positive things in that ecosystem. However, fast forward, what, less than 2 years? 2 years later, they have 345 million tokens in supply, guys. So from 24 million to 345 million. That is a substantial amount. Now I want you to think about something, guys. No matter whether it's Avalanche or any projects, when the next bull run comes and you're worried about the FOMO and you don't know if you should buy or sell, whatever, and you're thinking, wow, I got a pretty substantial profit, you need to go pull up this type of chart, and you're going to see a lot of projects, and I mean the majority. The founders, the team, the corporation, the early investors, they are going to be dumping hard. And guys, no matter what, when you dump like this right here, look at this. Started 2021 to the end of it. Look at that amount of token supply. Guys, it can't last forever. That means every day when millions and millions and millions of dollars were going into this ecosystem, it couldn't pump. It had to start every morning with, millions of dollars to make up with the flood of tokens every single day. And guys, they haven't stopped since then. Now, just look at the last month. You want to know why Avalanche, I think, is going to make new lows? Look at this, guys. This is a month. Look at this supply dump right here. And guys, they do it constantly. I don't have the inflation rate right now. The last time I checked, it was like 28%. Guys, that's massive. 28% of the token supply comes in day after day after day, right? It adds up in a bear market. In a bull market, you can absorb it no problem. Now, here's the thing, guys. Again, I like everything about Avalanche except the tokenomics. But if you're looking to stack or want to own more Avalanche, hear me out on this strategy. This chart you're looking at is the Bitcoin dominance, the Bitcoin against AVAX, right? Well, guys, that I don't think is even remotely not going to make a new low. So you're going to see the gap spread. Bitcoin's going to get more dominant over AVAX. Now, at some point of the next bull run, AVAX will close that gap. Well, here's my thought process. If I was wanting to stack AVAX, instead of stacking AVAX right now and maybe dollar cost averaging in and having to ride out that inflation that's going to keep getting dumped on every month between now and the start of the next bull run, and the price can just sink and sink, instead of going through all that, I would start stacking Bitcoin. Take that amount of money and stack Bitcoin. Now here's the deal. If Bitcoin keeps rallying, the Bitcoin dominance is probably going to keep getting stronger. They're going to keep dumping AVAX. See, there's no dumps in Bitcoin. That's the good thing about it. The tokenomics are a fraction of what AVAX is. Now, so if we wake up tomorrow and the world, and especially in America, they happen to agree that we are in a recession, and we are, and things get really bleak, or we have a black swan, and Bitcoin crashes, well, my educated guess and the probability is extremely high that Bitcoin dominance will get even stronger. So Bitcoin dominance is going to probably, in the next couple of months, get even stronger in this market because of what's going on in the global economy. Guys, these tokens that are bouncing right now, they're bouncing because Bitcoin is so strong. Well, why is Bitcoin strong? Because we have nothing but negative stuff going on around the globe, that we have uncertainty and regulation, but we just have Wall Street, especially like with BlackRock and the announcement that Wall Street's creating an exchange, has just launched a crypto exchange that's regulated and legal. But guys, they're not doing a lot of different tokens. They're offering Bitcoin, ETHERIUM, I think it's Filecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. There may have been one other, I don't know what it was, but they're not just trading across the board because they are or may be securities. They want to stay out of that. But the point is, that's allowing Wall Street to start to dive into Bitcoin. And in the global economy, with all the uncertainty, people go to the strongest, safest, which is Bitcoin. So no one is sitting around saying, I need to start stacking AVAX. I'm talking big money. They're not going to do it with this inflated environment with their tokenomics and us in a recession. Now, they may want to own it in the long term, and definitely at some point, like I said, AVAX will start to outperform Bitcoin and it will close that gap. But right now, let's say we're here, Bitcoin dominance is probably going to get stronger. When that starts to stop or change, we want to swap out of our Bitcoin into our AVAX. And if it all works out, we're going to end up with 20, 30, 40, who knows, 100% more AVAX than we're going to get if we just dollar cost average down. And it's less risky, because if we go another 8-9 months and we go into a depression, you'd rather own that Bitcoin instead of AVAX or any other token. So that's kind of the concept, guys. I'm not looking to browbeat anyone about AVAX. I don't own AVAX. I probably won't. It's not even on my radar, but I do have some coaching students that own it and ask me to make this video. I follow along, and at some point, depending on the news, I may trade it in the next bull run. But either way, guys, you have to understand the tokenomics and the Bitcoin dominance, because it's all very, very relevant when it comes to AVAX. Now, they get a lot of great news coming out. Guys, it is a phenomenal ecosystem. However, I don't think it's made its low of this bear market, and I don't think it's even remotely going to close the gap on the Bitcoin dominance. So instead of stacking a bag of AVAX, if it was me, I would stack more Bitcoin and I'll swap when the time is right. I think that's a great strategy. But guys, none of this financial advice, but let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm really curious. And guys, go check your favorite altcoin against Bitcoin, no matter what it is, and the odds are it's going to look just like that chart. And guys, what we're looking for, and I may have already showed you this, the Bitcoin dominance can change, right? And if you go back to, bear with me, Bitcoin dominance, and you go back before the last bull run, it was up at 70%. So we got a long way to go. But when it turns, that means the altcoins are coming. That means altcoin season. That's when you want to swap. And I think it's a phenomenal strategy. If you haven't subscribed, guys, please do so. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But either way, hit that like button and come back and be part of this community. Take care, guys.